Hi, I'm cowboy bootmaker Lisa Sorrell, and today I'm going to talk about glues and cements. When I worked for J. Griffith, my old master, we were not allowed to use the word glue. We had to say cement. So if you hear me say cement and you wonder what in the world I'm talking about, I'm really just talking about glue, but I'm afraid Jay's going to stand over my shoulder and thump me if I say glue. So I've been using rubber cement for many, many years, and rubber cement is not a permanent bond. And sometimes that's what I need, is a bond that's not permanent. And so rubber cement is great. But I always have used barge, and recently barge changed the formula for their glue. And now it has a different smell, and the smell of it makes me sick. And I've known it was bad for me all along, but now it feels like it's even worse. I have an air purifier in my shop, but it's not a very good one. So I've been looking for a substitute for rubber cement. A couple weeks ago I got to visit Germany, and I talked to the German glue company or chemical company Renia, and I'm trying a new cement that looks like it's going to be great. This is called Aqualim. It's a water-based, it's Aqualim GL, and it's a water-based cement, and it does what I need it to do, which is make a bond that's not permanent, and also I need it to rub off of smooth leather. So I'll show you. I've put a thin coat of Aqualim on the surface of the leather. And before I start showing you how well it rubs off, I'm going to demonstrate why I put a thin coat on. I'm going to line my pattern up. I've just made this pattern by drawing my design and then stitching it with no thread in the needle, and that creates lots of tiny little holes. This is an old sock filled with baby powder. And now I have transferred my design. The little tip I want to show you this week is cutting inside the lines. What I finally learned after years of trying to figure this out. I've drawn my pattern here. If I cut exactly on those lines and then stitch, I'm going to be stitching outside that, and suddenly my pattern has grown. And so I've learned to cut just slightly inside my lines. That way I'm stitching on my lines and my pattern stays the same size that I want it to be, and it doesn't grow. And when you have a design like this that's really close to the side seam, you don't want it growing because you'll get too close to the side seam. As you can see, I cut the leaf right inside that line, so when I stitch, I'm going to be stitching on my pattern, and that way my pattern's not going to grow. Once I have the design completely cut out, the next thing to do is skive the entire design from the back. So when I turn it over, that glue there is going to stick to things and pick up pieces, and then when I skive, I'll have a bump and I'll end up skiving a chunk out of my top, which is bad. So now I need to take off all that glue so it won't be sticky. And this is why I needed rubber cement, and I had problems finding an alternative to rubber cement. I need something that will rub cleanly off of smooth leather. And it looks like the Aqualim is going to be an excellent choice, and I'm so happy about it. It has no smell whatsoever. And now you know, I found a substitute for rubber cement, and it's Aqualim from Renia. Thank you. Have a nice week.